Alright, what's going on YouTube? Today we're going to talk about the 4570 Government right here and the 4590 Winchester. Both very awesome cartridges. Very fun to shoot in lever guns. As you can see, there is quite a bit of case capacity difference here. The 45 Government, obviously a little smaller. It's roughly about 82 grains of case velocity, where this holds 90. This is a 400 grain bullet, and this is actually a 505 grain bullet, lead cast out of that. But let's start with the 45 Government, and then we'll talk about velocities and speed and everything like that. The 45-7, we're looking at the Lyman load manual right here. When it comes to precision, these aren't precision cartridges. These are fun rifles, great buffalo rifles, great bear rifles, great just overall fun. It originally was, so let's see here. It says the 4570 Government has proven itself on most North American game over the last 130 years. Loose looking for an effective, large caliber brush cartridge out of 150 yards would be hard pressed to beat it without growing belted. The stronger lock up of the Winchester Model 1886 and Marlin 1895 lever actions rifles allow the reloader to safely exceed the pressure levels associated with the earlier trapdoor rifles. The data listed in this, so they go about how you can load the 45 Government hotter in 1886s and the 1895 Marlins. So then it kind of talks about it, and then case overall length and cup pressure and stuff like that. So talking about the 4570 here, so they show a 300 grain bolt, right? Like right here. Here's a 350. Here's a 405 jacketed soft point. That's what this is right here. This is a 405 jacketed soft point. And so a 405 jacketed soft point, roughly going to be going around at the hottest 1,700 to 1,600 feet per second, right? Where you go with 300 grain bullet, you're roughly around 2,000 to 1,800 feet per second. So not terrible in velocity, but you can shoot cast bullets out of it too and stuff like that. So pretty fun. I've shot up as big as 500 grain bullets out of the 4570. Overall, just a really fun cartridge. And there it is again. All right, let's talk about the 4590 Winchester real quick. Okay. So the 4590 Winchester is this cartridge right here on the right. So this one here. Okay. It shoots same diameter bullet, and it has a brass length of 2.4, where the 4570 has a brass length of 2.1. So right there, you already see the difference. The length of the brass, like we're seeing right here, and the cartridge, so you're going to get more powder out of that, which makes it a longer cartridge, right? It says the 4590 had its origins with the Winchester 1885 high wall and 1886 lever actions. This was for many years about a big cartridge as one could get in a lever gun. Never and more modern developed reamed in this cartridge obsolete by the 1930s when it was discontinued. This cartridge has made a comeback in recent years on the black powder cartridge. Silhouette circuit being originally a black powder cartridge, Lyman recommended the exclusive use of cast bullets. The 4590 case is exactly a 4570 case lengthened from 2.1 to 2.4. Tests by Lyman Ballistics Lab showed an increase of around 200 feet per second over the 4590 with a Lyman cast bullet. So, and that's also what I have seen as well. So if we take we'll look at cast load data here, but if we take a 400 grain, this is a 500 grain bullet in here, 500 grain bullet. This one's going basically the same speed as what a 400 grain bullet would be. But let's take a look at the 400 grain bullet and we'll compare it to here. So a 400 grain bullet, you're gonna get velocities ranging from, here's max pressures here, and you're gonna range from 1746 to almost 2,000 feet per second, 1957. That's just a range. That's not saying where your accuracy is gonna be, but keep that in mind. So 1746 to in 1957. Okay, so now let's go to a 400 grain, 405 lead cast bullet. Okay, so bottom charge weight, 1577 to 1772. So you're looking at basically roughly a 200 grain or 200 feet per second difference on the cartridge when it's going to be these, if these were the same bullet. Right now, this is a 500 grain bullet. This is 400 grain bullet. They're going the same speeds. Isn't that crazy? So we're getting a 100 grain bullet, and we lose. Basically, if we were to go to a 500 grain bullet, we'd lose 200 feet per second. Basically, by going up in case, we're gaining it, and we gain 200 feet per second. This is a very awesome cartridge. If I were to hunt with this, though, you'd want to go with a hard cast bullet, because it's just a softer, non-jacketed or lubricated, or what's the word I'm looking for? Where we coat it, I can't remember. Powder coat. If you don't powder coat it, it'll really foul up your barrel, and also it can come apart if you push it too hard. But this cartridge is pretty much obsolete, pretty much impossible to find in a rifle. I think Winchester did come out with a 4590 in the 18. Which one was it? I think they made one for the 1895. They did a version of it. And so you can still find rifles, but it was like a limited run. So if you find them, and then originally they're like $1,500. I think they're like up to like $2,000 or $4,000. Last time I saw one for like $4,800, which is outrageous. So this is pretty much kind of an obsolete cartridge. You could get a lever gun made in it, but you're only gaining 200 feet per second. Where this is going to be like almost impossible to find brass. One way you can do it, though, let's see if we can get the case head. So that's a 348 Winchester brass, and it's just long. So you can run 348 long Winchester brass and trim it to what you need and run it in a 4590. But 200 feet slower, still going to get the job done. Going to work just as efficient. Not just as efficient. I mean, obviously, this is going to hit harder, but you're going to kill, most likely, whatever you're aiming at. This is a 150-yard in-gun. If you want to go hunt dangerous game in Africa, either one of these would work. To be honest with you, I'd probably go with the 4570 just because it's going to be a little bit easier to shoot and hand load for, and you can get like solid copper bullets and stuff like that for this and shoot it really well with. Yeah, so I just had someone request me do a 4590 and a 4570 cartridge kind of review. Are you gonna win either one? This is a really cool ooh factor. So is this. This is a really ooh cool factor. This is gonna kick a lot more than this one out of the same rifle. So keep that in mind. This rifle already kicks a little bit. So is it worth the 200 feet per second? That's up to the person gonna be shooting or doing it. Now, if I was going to go hunt Cape Buffalo in Africa, and I could get a hard cast bullet and do this, and all I need is one shot right in the dome, or go elephant hunting, this would be a good option. So, pick or choose. Let me know what you guys think. Like I said, you're going to be, you can push a 385 grain cast bullet at 2,000 feet per second. That's pretty freaking good. So, you can get 300 grain bullets on a 4570 at 2,000 feet per second and a little over. So there's some wiggle room there and everything like that. And you can obviously load hotter and stuff. Yeah, that's kind of what my thoughts are. Really cool. Still really cool. Really hard to find brass. Kind of talked about the solution for brass. A lot easier to find. Both expensive to shoot. Takes a crap load of powder. Still takes a crap load of powder, but not as much. So yeah, I thought it was cool little lever gun. These are lever guns that would, you could do them in. Yeah, that's kind of going to do it. I just thought I'd do a quick video, and sorry about my rambling, guys, and I will catch you guys later.